Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Katie Asco from Dublin, Ireland, and these are your latest headlines from around the world. During his general audience on Wednesday, January 5th, the Holy Father Pope Francis deplored anti-natalist culture. In strong words, he said that it is a civilizational loss when dogs and cats are replacing children in society. The Pontiff said that many couples do not want to have kids at all or want to restrict their offspring to just one. Instead, they have 2 dogs or 2 cats. The Holy Father added, "Civilization becomes older as motherhood and fatherhood is lost," he said, adding that couples who are childless for biological reasons should be open to adoption. He also underscored that having a child is a risk, but posed it as a greater risk to not have any. Anti-natalism is a nihilistic ideology that regards procreation a crime against the child and the planet. The Catholic Church in Spain is mourning the loss of the Archbishop Emeritus of Toledo, Cardinal Francisco Álvarez Martínez. The top prelate passed away on Wednesday morning, January 5th, in a Madrid hospital after having protracted an illness. In a message to believers, Primate of Spain, Archbishop Francisco Álvarez of Toledo, called for prayers for the late Cardinal and entrusted his soul to the Father of Mercy. Cardinal Martinez was ordained on June 11, 1950, at 25 years old for the Archdiocese of Oviedo. After serving in several capacities, including Chancellor and University Students' Chaplain, Father Martinez was appointed Bishop of Tarazona in 1973. After serving as the shepherd of 2 other dioceses, he was appointed Archbishop of Toledo on June 23, 1995. He was raised to the Sacred College of Cardinals by St. Pope John Paul II in February 2001. With his death, the Sacred College now consists of 214 cardinals, of which 120 are electors. May he rest in peace. In the US state of Texas, First Lady Cecilia Abbott has announced that the governor's response against child exploitation, also known by its acronym GRACE, will host its 2nd annual week of prayer to end human trafficking from January 10th to 16th. The initiative calls faith communities to pray, as well as learn more about trafficking and explore opportunities to prevent such forms of exploitation. The week of prayer will start with an online event, having speeches by First Lady Cecilia Abbott and Texas Department of Family and Protective Services Commissioner Jamie Masters, followed by a panel discussion of faith leaders and members of the Office of the Governor's Child Sex Trafficking Team. Governor Greg Abbott has declared January 2022 as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Representing the Catholic Church in the prayer initiative will be Father James Misko, the Vicar General of the Diocese of Austin. Hundreds of pro-lifers are expected to take part in the 18th Walk for Life West Coast in San Francisco on January 22nd. This coincides with the anniversary of the US Supreme Court ruling on Roe v. Wade in 1973, which declared abortions legal in all US states. The event will include a rally at Civic Center Plaza at 12:30 p.m, followed by a peaceful walk to the Embarcadero Plaza. It is expected to be a powerful vocal and visual message showing that the people of the West Coast stand for life. There will also be a Silent No More awareness campaign in the morning, led by Georgette Forney and Father Frank Pavone from Priests for Life. During this sub-event, people involved with past abortions will share how it has negatively impacted their lives. There will also be a pro-life Mass at St. Mary's Cathedral, as well as all-night adoration at Star of Sea Parish in the evening. For Catholic believers in the Philippines, the cancellation of the festivities associated with the Feast of the Black Nazarene on January 9th has been a setback. The festivities were cancelled this year as the Omicron variant of the coronavirus is spreading across the country, with the Health Department reporting over 10,000 new cases so far. Every year, a replica of the 16th century statue of the Black Nazarene of Spanish origin is taken in procession through the streets of Manila to be held by millions of believers. However, on Wednesday, President Rodrigo Duterte appealed to Catholics not to attend large gatherings to curb the spread of the virus. In Kenya, a Catholic bishop has appealed for peace and reconciliation after 7 people were killed in terror attacks on Lamu Island. Bishop Willibard Lago of Malindi urged people to remain calm in the wake of the gruesome attacks carried out by men believed to be part of Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda in Somalia. In the January 3rd attacks, several houses were torched, and among the dead are a 62-year-old man and 4 members of a family who were burned to death. Another person was kidnapped by the militants, but his body was discovered later. Conveying his condolences to the bereaved families, the bishop said that everyone should remain calm. According to the bishop, the attacks took place in villages occupied by migrant Christians from central Kenya who settled there in the 1970s. In the conflict-torn Tigray region of Ethiopia, patients are dying in hospitals from an acute shortage of medicines and other health equipment. Recently, in the Ada Referral Hospital in Mekelle, the capital of the region, a child wounded in an airstrike died as there was not enough gauze to stem the flow of blood, and the facility had run out of intravenous fluids. News agency Reuters has quoted doctors in Tigray as saying that as many as 117 patients have died recently and there are dozens more suffering from complications. There are allegations that the federal government has blocked medicines and other essential items to the region. However, government spokesman Legesse Tulo has said that there is no such embargo and blamed the Tigray rebels for looting medicines and medical equipment intended for hospitals. The Pakistani government has recently returned an educational institution in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province to Christian hands. The community rejoiced when the Church of Pakistan, which is affiliated with the Anglican Communion, was regifted control of the Edwardes College, the oldest missionary educational institution in the local province. Announcing the development on Facebook, Shanila Ruth, Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony, said that a Christian principal has been appointed for the college. Bishop Humphrey Peters of Peshawar, who had led protests seeking the return of the educational institution, called the latest development a New Year gift for the whole community. Established by the Church Missionary Society in 1900, the college was given to the Lahore Diocesan Trust Association after Pakistan's independence and in 1972 was nationalised. Those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow and visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.